What's going on, you guys? Coaster here. Just watched the game. It just ended. Just want to get this off before I drive off and head home. Yeah, what a game! That was a really exciting game to watch. Can't deny it was fun. It was defensive, but in the end, the Rams pulled away. If you're a Bengals fan, that has to hurt because they looked like they had the game in control, and then it just took one possession to get a drive, and then they had it. But to no surprise, I think this was really played on paper. I said this was going to be a low-scoring game, and I thought it was going to be hard to score. It was a struggle for both sides. They couldn't run the ball. That was very expected. And then the Bengals' offensive line struggled in the second half, especially. But yeah, the Rams' talent is just one of those talent wins the day kind of moments. There were some pretty fun explosive plays. Obviously, that one to I believe it was Higgins. There was that big throw when Jalen Ramsey. It should have been an offensive pass interference. You could say there was a makeup call at the end of the game. I mean, ref ball didn't really affect this game all the way. It was all just star power. Who wanted it more in the end? And Stafford, I had my skepticism. He made some sketchy throws, but that one drive in the fourth quarter was all they needed, and that was because the Rams' defense kept them in the game. There is that saying, defense wins championships, and when you have a front seven like the Rams and you still have Jalen Ramsey, you have all those guys on your roster. It's nice to know when they can live up to the hype. But yeah, the Rams, we're all hearing rumors now about Aaron Donald wanting to retire now that he's got the ring. May happen. Maybe that's a silver lining for opposing teams in the NFC. Silver lining and good thing, I guess, for some teams. But yeah, the Rams were all in on this year. They made a bunch of trades. They traded all these players. They traded all these draft picks to get guys like Von Miller. Obviously, they even brought Eric Weddle out of retirement. They brought, of course, Jalen Ramsey. They paid a lot of draft picks for. And, of course, Matt Stafford. I thought everything had to go right to get in, and it did. I didn't expect Matt Stafford to do it. But what do you know? Stafford, in the end, is no longer a loser. He's no longer that guy who's stuck on blowing it or being terrible, or at least playing on a terrible Lions team. He goes to Sean McVay. He's free. He's free from the hellhole that is Detroit, and he's a Super Bowl champion. This will not be one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time, but it is a great game. Because there's a mix of defense and offense. I appreciate close games like this a lot more than when Buffalo and Kansas City were playing a few weeks ago. No one's at fault there because the defense was gassed. That game, you could tell how slow the players looked when you're running and you're playing that hard for that long. The defense is what's gassed. Last team had the ball. This time, we did not see players get gassed. We saw just better execution, better plays, and Cooper Kupp, he's a hell of a player. It's amazing to think this is a guy that was once overlooked out of high school. Nobody thought he was going to do anything, and then he became, Eastern Washington. He became a star. He got noticed, and then the Rams drafted him. Good for him. He came off a great year, both in yardage in the regular season and in the postseason. I think he set some records, so yeah, happy for him. You got to be happy for Andrew Whitworth, who's a very old veteran. He can ride off into the sunset at age 40, I think. And then, of course, Sean McVay. This was a must-win for the Rams because we don't know what's going to happen in their future. They have a lot of guys who are pending free agents. You have cap. It's been talked about for the last 2 years how much of a cap situation the Rams are in. That they got to do it now, or else it's now or never. So they got it done. They still have, I don't know about a future, but Sean McVay is there. He's going to be there for a while. He's only, I think, 36, if I remember right in age. For a head coach, that's like baby age. So good for him. Real good for Sean McVay. Good for the Rams. And, yeah, I'm happy for them. I can't even hate or be mad at them. As for the Bengals, well, you're back to the drawing board. You don't know when you're going to be back. Joe Burrow seems all right, but your offensive line, that's been the one flaw that a lot of people said coming out into this, even before the season started. Everyone thought Joe Burrow was going to get injured again. And you saw the offensive line in action in this Super Bowl. They got destroyed. In the second half, it was just like it was on paper. You needed that star impact lineman that could make the rest of the unit good. You could say nobody's stopping Aaron Donald. Maybe that is the case, but it is what it is. The Rams were the better team through 4 quarters. It was close, it was ugly, but this was a great game to watch. I was entertained all the way. So let me know what y'all think. Congratulations to the LA Rams. I will make a more Raiders video later down the road.